How to optimize your Shopify store for SEO. Hi, I'm Clarice Lin, the ROI doctor who helps small businesses and online stores get more sales and customers by getting on Google and YouTube page 1. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what exactly is SEO, what's this buzz is about, and why is it important for your Shopify store, and how is it going to help you get more customers and sales. What exactly is SEO? SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. It has a lot to do with Google search engine itself. Most people want to be found on Google search because that's the #1 search engine where people go to look for answers and solutions and to buy products and services. So you want to be able to be found on Google search results when people type a search query into search. So when someone says you want your store to be optimized for SEO, basically the outcome of that means that you want to be found on search when people are looking for your products. That's what it basically means. There's a lot of mystery shrouded around SEO itself, basically because Google doesn't tell anyone how exactly the search algorithm works. How do they decide who is placed on search results? Page 1, page 2, page 3. How do you decide if you're on position 1, 2, 3? They don't really share the details on how their logic works, how their algorithm actually make this decision. So if someone is searching for a query in the US, or if someone is searching for the same query in Singapore, how do they decide which website or which URL to place on the search results? They have published a number of guidelines and suggestions on how you should optimize your store to be found on Google, but they don't really have a particular checklist step by step where you can follow down to the T to make sure you are found on page 1. And hence there are a lot of people who try to cheat the algorithm by trying to hack or buy their ways into getting on page 1, which is actually not a good idea because you could get blacklisted, and that would mean that your store might never even appear on Google search results. However, don't worry, in the later part of this video I'm going to explain what you can do or which part of your store should you improve on so you can increase your chances to be found on Google by Google search users. To be optimized for SEO means usually to be optimized for Google. So there are also ways you can improve your presence on the other search engine like on Bing, Yahoo, Yandex, whatever. However, if your main customers are in the western part of the world, then getting optimized for Google is of the utmost priority. So do that as your priority before worrying about getting ranked on the other search engine. First things first, to be ranked on Google search itself, you need to install Google Search Console. That's the priority tool that you need to be installed, set up. You can also check out my other video right here where I talk about the 5 free Google resources, tools that you might need to help to boost your sales and get more customers for your store. So do check that out. Google Search Console itself, just to give you a bit of a background, it used to be called Google Webmasters Tool. It's a tool for you to communicate with Google and for Google to talk to you and tell you how your store is performing on Google search. Once you sign up for an account, then Google will be able to tell you which of your store's pages or product pages are getting ranked on which page of search results, what's the position, and which are the keywords that are getting users to find your store and your product. And it's very important getting Google search traffic because Google search users are people who are looking for something, looking for a solution or looking to buy a product. So their intention to purchase is much higher than getting users from Facebook or Instagram or the other social media channels. So getting Google traffic is of priority. So you want to set this tool up. You can sign up using a Gmail address and you need to verify to Google and tell them that this is your store itself and they should send you this information through these reports that you will be able to find on Google Search Console. I have another video right here that shows you exactly step by step on how to set up your Google Search Console account for your Shopify store, the verification process. So check this video out. I'll also put the link down in the description and pinned comments, so do check that out. Now that you have this tool set up, you're getting a feedback loop from Google to know how your store is performing. And these are the areas that you should improve on your store. Number 1, improve on your store title. Every store you would have a title on your page, on your online page. So make sure that your store title is optimized. If you have a store, Shopify store tagline, also put that up. Or you can also mention your product name, so that's going to help to emphasize to Google that that's what your store is selling as well. And if your Shopify store is relying on your location, you have a specific location. For example, if you want to tell people that your store is manufactured in London, your base is in London, so you want to have London in your store name itself, you need to also put that in your store title. This is where you can actually improve your presence, improve your local presence to be found for people living in that city itself. Number 2, you have to improve your product titles. Optimize your product titles. Make sure you have the right keywords in your product title. So when people are searching for dresses, you know that they're looking for specific dresses like sundresses or, tube tops. So there are certain titles that you want to put into your product titles because you know that this is what people would know to search for. If you're putting in the wrong words, then your products will not be able to be found by Google search users. So don't use some creative new words in your product title if it's something that nobody knows about. If you have a creative title, yes, if you have one part of your product title that is something new, like a new word that nobody knows about, it's fine, but still have the main keyword of what the product function is supposed to be doing, what people would know it to be. So put that, make sure you have that in your title as well, so you don't miss out the chances of having your product pages be found by Google users. So number 3 that you need to keep in mind is your meta description. If you notice, every time when you go to Google and you get shown the search results, you see the title of the page itself and about 160 characters, snippets, like a little short summary of what this page is about. So when you actually publish your store, your Shopify store, you want to optimize your meta description right here. This is where you can actually do it. I have actually another video right here where you can check out the details. But basically, by optimizing that 160 characters, it helps people to understand quickly what your product is about, what's the selling point of your product, so they'll feel excited. So when you go to Google search, they type in their query, they are shown one of your product page, and then they skim quickly at the meta description, and then they say, oh, this looks like a very interesting product that I want to check out. Then you will click on it. So you want to quickly have that little short snippet summary contained within that 160 characters. Number 4 is to optimize your product description. Many people neglect and they don't put much effort into describing their product. Within the product description itself, try to put in other related keywords. For example, if this product complements another product that they should be buying, you can also put it in, interlink your other products. So if they want to buy product A, you can recommend product B and C to put it in the product description as well. Tell them what's so great about it. You can even give examples of how, let's say if you're selling apparel, you can tell them where they can wear this apparel and then on which occasion would this apparel fit them the best. So when people are searching for clothes to buy, they could be searching for colors, so that's something you can include, or you definitely should include in your product description. If they are looking for dresses to wear for a specific occasion, you can mention the occasion in the product description itself. Or if it's meant for a certain age group, you can also mention the age group within the product description. This is going to help your product pages rank higher by having this relevant usage of your products listed in your description. So don't forget to do that. Put in as much as you can, so that's going to help you rank better on search results itself. And of course, then you can summarize the essence, the most important part of your product itself in the meta description, which I've mentioned in my previous point. Number 5, you can also optimize your images. So when you name your images, You can name the specific product name to put it in the alt text itself. What Google does is it indexes or it registers every product images that you have put up on your store. So by putting that name related title inside and certain description or colors into your product alt text itself, is going to help your image to rank on image search. So if there are specific people who are looking for products through image search, there's something looking for inspiration, that's going to help your product image show up as well on Google image search. So that's going to be a booster to your store, so don't neglect that part. Also, don't forget to make sure that your products are of high resolution and they are compressed, but they won't look blurry, so people will be excited about your products to click on it to go onto your website. If you have images that are too big, let's say it's about 4 gigabytes or 5 gigabytes, well, it's an excellent photo, but when people go onto your store, your product pages is going to take a long time to load. It's going to be laggy, it's going to be slow, and after 3 seconds, potential customers are going to bounce off and exit your store. So make sure you have the right app set up, image optimizer, to actually optimize your images by compressing it, but still having beautiful pictures that are of smaller file size. Last but not least, you can also create non-product pages content. If you want to start a blog as well to create more information for people who want to buy your products, that's going to help to boost your store's presence. The more pages you have, the more likely that your store are going to be found for other search queries or helping customers to find your products. So of course, all this information, non-product page information, has to be useful to your potential customers. For example, it could be top 10 gifts that people could give to their other half for Christmas, so you can include your product as well into part of this listing. And when you promote that blog page on the top 10 Christmas gifts, so people want to promote that page, and when they do that, it's going to help you get more traffic to your store with that blog post, as well as people discovering your product. So that's one of the examples on how you can optimize your pages with non-product pages content. And the last pro tip for you, bonus tip for you, is if you want to get your products listed on Google Shopping as well for free, then you need to sign up for a Google Merchant account so you can get your products also listed on Google Shopping. So this is the other video where you can find out more details, step-by-step process on how to set it up, so you can check that out. And that's my 6 tips on how you can optimize your Shopify store for SEO. I also help Shopify store owners with their marketing strategy so they can focus their time and energy on their products instead. So you can check it out right there in the description and pinned comments, claricelin.com/services. Do check it out below. And if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos on how to get your Shopify store be found on Google and YouTube and get more sales. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.